GeoFORCE is a 9th grade academy graduation ceremony today. And it was created this year in collaboration with the University of Texas, Austin, who for the past 8 years have done the GeoFORCE Texas Academy. And so we're modeled upon their way of doing things. And now we will continue describing what it is. But first I'd wish to thank the University of Alaska Fairbanks, the College of Rural and Community Development, and the Rural Alaska Honors Institute, of which I am the director of Rawhide, a 6-week summer college prep bridge program for Alaska Native rural and high school juniors and seniors. I'd also like to thank the College of Math and Natural Science and Math, CNSM, and the Geology and Geophysics Department, of which the co-chair is Sarah Fole, and she will be speaking a little bit later. But essentially, thanks to all, and as we go along, we'll have more descriptions about what's involved, and you'll get to meet each of the individual. Speaker will be Senator Paskvan. He'd like to say a few words of congratulations to the students. Senator?
You know, most of you are like me, you know, born and raised here in Alaska and really want to make Alaska a great place to live, you know, so that we build up Alaska and we keep building up Alaska for generations. And you're kind of right at that point where, you know, you're looking at what are you going to do with your lives. You're entering high school. You have all of these tremendous opportunities in front of you. And again, this is my hometown, and, you know, I've worked hard to make my hometown a better place, and I've worked hard to make Alaska a better place. And that's why, you know, I ran for and am now a member of the Alaska State Senate and just very much enjoying it. And so, you know, welcome to my hometown here in Fairbanks, and I guess thank you to all the sponsors for putting this on for you. You know, kind of what is the values that you should have to take with you, and kind of where have you been for the last week? You know, what is the key to unlock your future? Kind of that one word is education. And you know, by having fun for the last week, you're still receiving an education. You know, what is going to unlock your future, each one of your individual futures? That's education. You know, why should you value education? You know, once you have an education, it's yours forever. Nobody can ever take it away from you. I mean, think of that. Once you receive the education, nobody can ever take that away from you. It transports with you. If you move from your village to Fairbanks or Anchorage or Houston, Texas, your education goes with you. What does an education give to you? It gives you economic freedom. In other words, it gives you the opportunity to make a little more money than if you weren't educated. And kind of one of the things that my dad always taught me, he said, look, Joe, he says, even if you have a great work ethic and you want to work hard, but without an education, the only thing that they'll do is give you a bigger shovel. So the point being is if you get a good education, you have the opportunity to do something other than just be handed a bigger shovel. You have the opportunity to think about things and make the world around you a better place for you to live, and at the same time giving you the economic freedom that many of you want. Now, if you were like me in 9th grade, I had no idea what I was going to be doing with my life. But the point is that by receiving an education, you open up doors. And isn't that what you all want? And whether it's in the geosciences, whether it's in the political sciences, whether it's in some of the social sciences, the point being is that you want to make sure that you have doors open for you. You will all pick your own fields. You will all become educated and acquire skills in areas that are of specific interest to yourself. And when a whole community does that, you make for a vibrant economy. That's kind of what everyone advancing their own personal interests and becoming educated, you then advance the whole region, your whole peoples that you live with, whether it's in your village or again in Fairbanks or Anchorage or Houston or anywhere in the world. Again, with your education is transported with you all across the planet. But you can't just hope for it. You know, education isn't one of those things that you can just wake up every day and say, oh, I hope I get educated today. You got to make yourselves put one foot in front of the other foot and acquire that education. Every day that you have to get up, you have to say, you know, I'm interested in learning something today. And what do you have to do? You got to put one foot in front of the other foot and say, an education is important for me. So I think that that's, you know, that work ethic of getting up, putting one foot in front of the other, and saying, how can I make myself more valuable? How can I make myself a better educated person so that I can help my area, my community, and certainly knowing that you can help your own economic interests because you are getting smarter. You are getting more useful and more valuable. So again, part of education is you can't just wish for it. You have to work for it. But it's not work in the negative sense of, oh my God, work, you know, who likes work? This is work in the positive sense of saying, why am I doing it? Because I want to improve myself. You know, what a finer thing for people entering 9th grade to say, you know, as kind of a goal, I want to make myself better. You know, I don't want to just live in, you know, the 6th grade world or the 8th grade world. I want to enter a different world where I am myself individually a better person. And that is exactly what education does for you. And when you put one foot in front of the other every day to try to make yourself better, to do that self-improvement, again, that is the word work in a positive sense. So I hope that you take that with you today and all the fun things that you've done over the last week and kind of imagining the fun things that you might do in the next 3 years to say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other foot and improve myself and open up these doors and make sure I keep opening up all these doors to my life so that I can make myself and the people around me better educated and better informed. Anyway, you know, the point I guess that I would like to end with today is obviously the word of the day for me that I'm conveying to you is education. And it's education and it's education. It's the one word that again, your self-improvement, your own motivation to make your lives better. And the sponsors that you have for this GeoFORCE event have made it easier for you to put one foot in front of the other, to open up all these different areas and maybe areas that you'd never even imagined possible. So again, I thank all the sponsors. I know one of the sponsors from Shell is here. I know Ed and Karen Duncan from Great Bear. You know, I was speaking with them yesterday. I mean, these are people that want to help you open up avenues of self-improvement so you can make not only yourselves but the whole state of Alaska better. So thanks to GeoFORCE and thank you for making Alaska a better place. And if any of you have any questions, I'm certainly willing to field any questions. I don't know what the program is. Anyway, if any of you think of questions even after the ceremonies, please feel comfortable in asking. So thank you.
I'd like to recognize a couple people in the audience. Senator Joe Thomas, stand, yeah. He's just going to wave. He's not going to speak. The chaperone that we had, a lot of you know Ernie or Ernest Stackhouse. There's a news minor person, so there's going to be an article in the newspaper, and we'll make sure to get copies to you after the fact. Oh, and the Chancellor. Chancellor Brian Rogers, did you want to say a few words at all? Okay. He is like the head of the University of Alaska Fairbanks, the Chancellor. That's what his title is, and he's the big boss, shall we say, of the way up. And so if you have a few moments afterwards, you can go ahead and greet him. So these are various people in the audience, and Mike Spraga over there. Mike, I'm not sure what your new title is, but...
I work for the big boss.
That's right. Known him a long time. And so with that, those that are in the audience, I'd also like to point out there's a sheet here that has all of the various sponsors of the program that have been donating various time and effort and funding to the program. I'd like to recognize all of them, and we will throughout the program. And there's also a letter from U.S. Senator Mike, as you can see, Senator Mark Begich, U.S. Senator, and he congratulates the U.S. our Alaska GeoFORCE Alaska program. And now we'll get on to the actual thanks. And I think I'll start off with Miss Madeline. Woo. Madeline. Education coach, and I can tell you she is just a dynamo, energy to burn. She teaches AP Physics and Geology. She graduated from the University of Texas, Austin with a degree in geology and has been affiliated with GeoFORCE Texas for the last 3 years. She is the reason that GeoFORCE Alaska students have, I'll let her tell all the percentage. I'm not going to steal her thunder anyway. Thank you, Madeline.
Thank you. That you guys are trailblazers. You are starting a program that has never happened before in Alaska. And you know, honestly, it would have been, we would have been okay if, you know, you guys hadn't done as well. It's like, well, you know, it's the first year. They don't know what to expect. But instead, you blew us out of the water. You guys did so well that you ended up with an average for the final that was an A, all right? Exceedingly proud of you, and exceedingly proud of all of the hard work that you guys have done. And parents back at home, you guys would probably not know this, they spend about 2 hours a day on the bus getting poked and prodded by their counselors, myself, Lindsay, the two professors, the sponsors, and they rose to the occasion. They would study, they would work really hard, and I mean, look at what y'all have accomplished in a week. You guys started knowing that there were things called rocks. Maybe. And you now can explain the rock cycle. You can tell me how glaciers work, and you know the different types of volcanoes and what a subduction zone is. You guys have completed a freshman level course in college in a week as 14-year-olds. That's just amazing. You guys do Do you want to announce the A's right now, or should we wait? Okay, well, so you guys have been you guys know. In regards to the A's. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to announce those of you who made A's. Go ahead and wave, all right, so that everybody over here can see who it is. So, our A's, we had 11 of them. That's phenomenal. Chelsea Brower. And I really look forward to keeping in touch with you guys for the next 4 years of high school, because y'all are going places, and I cannot wait to see where that is. So congratulations.
And now I'd like to have Sarah Cole, Dr. Sarah Cole, give a few words. She's the co-chair of the Geology and Geophysics Department here at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. She was out in the field with all of you, instructing the students for the duration of the entire week. It was her first time instructing this GeoFORCE class, and she kept them engaged and focused. It's a pleasure having Sarah involved, as I've known her for a number of years. She was the instructor for the Rural Alaska Honors Institute, so I've known her a long time. Anyway, Sarah.
Hey guys, yeah, this was my first time doing well, although I am quite thankful to the folks at Great Bear for sponsoring me last year to join one of the GeoFORCE Texas trips so I could see how the whole thing worked. And at that point I knew I really wanted to be involved when GeoFORCE Alaska started up. But I had so much fun. And I can't wait to do it again. And I had fun because you guys were having fun. My experience, how much fun I'm having, completely depended on what you guys were doing. Were you having fun? Were you learning? You guys were doing both. And I was thinking a little bit about what Ron Tingog was saying when he gave you guys a little talk about his experiences in Alaska and his college experience as well. And he was talking to you guys about the fact that he didn't go to college right away. He graduated high school, he worked in construction for a while, and he didn't go to college right away because he was thinking, well, college is only for really super smart people. You guys are all pretty smart. Being smart doesn't hurt. But when he was saying that, I'm thinking, wow, he's really hit it, because college is not just for super smart people. In fact, if you go to college thinking, okay, I'm super smart and it's going to be super easy, it's not going to work that well for you. What it takes to go to college, really, two things. You have to be curious and want to learn stuff, and you have to be willing to work hard when you need to work hard. If you do those two things, you will be super successful at college or whatever else you want to do, whatever else you're trying to do. And boy, you guys are definitely curious. It's fun, the bus stops, and I know, we've been riding on the bus for a long time. You guys are jumping off the bus, running around outside like, look, it's cold. Like, cool. Curious. And you guys certainly work hard. You guys worked harder than a lot of my university students. So this fall, sometime around late October, when it's kind of dark in the morning, and my students start showing up at 9:30 for their class that began at 9:15, I'm going to be thinking about you guys with a 6 a.m. wake up, showing up early for breakfast, jumping off the bus at every opportunity, and then sitting through a bunch of lectures in the evening and still answering questions and actually applauding when Pete and I are finished. And Pete and I we're like, we're going to lecture in the evening? They're going to be asleep at their seats. No, you guys are awake, you're asking questions, you're answering questions, you're doing stuff. I'm going to be thinking of you guys in November and looking forward to another summer with GeoFORCE. Thanks, guys.
And next up we'll have the co-instructor, who's Peter Flagg. He's been with the GeoFORCE Texas program for 3 years, but he got his degree originally from UAF, so he's very familiar with both colleges. He's worked day and night instructing for GeoFORCE Alaska, as has Sarah, and Peter is quite the asset to the program, and we appreciate everything he's done, and I would just introduce Peter then.
Oh boy, I hate this day, I really do. I love this day because you guys are done and you've learned something and you've had so much fun, and I saw you guys have so much fun. I hate it because it's over. I always hate when field trips and fun things are over. So, first of all, I just want to thank your parents because they let you do this. Without your parents, without those parents saying, yeah, I trust you. I trust you. I trust you, Sarah. I trust you, Lindsay. I trust everybody here on this trip to take good care of my kids and to let them come out here and let us take you on a bus across Alaska. I mean, that takes a lot of trust from the parents. So, thank you, parents. Can we please give all your I love doing this. This is one of my favorite things to do during the whole year. One, I get to meet all of you really cool young adults. You guys are some of the best students, some of the best kids in your villages, in your schools. And so I get to see what can happen in your schools. I get to see the product of some great education in your schools. I get to see really cool people. I get to meet people that I would never have the chance to meet. There's no way I'm going to go to all of your villages. I'm going to meet all of you guys So you guys come together here. A lot of you don't know each other. And then by the end of this, I see you guys laughing, and we're playing volleyball, and we're playing basketball, and you guys are climbing on rock walls, and you're talking to each other, and you're working together. I see students teaching other students on the bus. I mean, I'm pretty amazed by that, you guys. That was really, really cool. And what I hope, what I want from you guys, if I can have anything from you guys, it is when you're driving around, or you're walking around, or you're on a plane, if you guys can just see the world just a little bit differently than you did about 6, 7 days ago, that would be fantastic. Because I hope that we gave you, I hope that Sarah and I and Josh and everybody else on this trip gave you just a little bit of a different perspective on the earth. You know, if you see a U-shaped valley when you're in a plane, and you tell somebody next to you that, that's just so weird to me. They're going to look at you like, where are you? But you know, I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what I love about geology. When I'm driving down the road somewhere and I see this big pile of rock, I don't see a big pile of rock. You know, I see, as dorky as this is, I see coal, and I see, you know, sandstone, and I see ancient rivers, and I see ancient swamps, and I see ancient glaciers, and things like that. And I hope that we took you on a trip through time. I hope we took you on a trip through the history of the earth, and that you guys just took those little kernels of that along with you this time, and that you will go back and you will tell the people who you spend time with, your friends and your parents, and tell them that you had a good time. Because I know you had a good time. Because you guys were laughing and you were smiling. And tell them you had a good time, and tell them something about what you learned. That you see the world just a little bit different. And if you do that, then I did a good job, and you guys learned something. So thank you guys for coming along on this trip. It was awesome. This was one of the best trips I have ever been on.
Studying geology at the Jackson School of Geoscience at University of Texas, Austin, and she's had a major impact on countless number of students in Texas, and has now brought her knowledge and talents to Alaska. And I just wish to thank you again for being a part of it. And then we also have 2 University of Alaska Fairbanks students, and I could kind of introduce them together. Here, one would be Kristen Rahili, and the other one is Rachel Westbrook, and we were able to get them compliments of CASE, which is Changing Alaska Science Education. And it was funded by the National Science Foundation, and they enabled these 2 ladies to help us with the GeoFORCE Alaska first year, and we look forward to 3 more years with these 4 ladies. Thank you. Now to the major sponsors. I'll go first with Josh because he's here, and I've known Josh a long time. He worked with the Rawhide program, Rural Alaska Honors Institute, for at least 2 years, so I have known him quite a while, and he's now with Shell Oil, and I'd like to have him say a few words. Josh.
All right. Well, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that helped put it together. And they did a wonderful job, and to Shell and Denise Butler, and to Ron, the other sponsor that came out from Shell, and to Ed and Karen Duncan at Great Bear. This is a wonderful program. And I feel privileged to have been here the last week with you guys. It was very special. Watching you guys smile, hearing your stories about your lives and about where you come from, and how it's very different from where I'm from. And I love to see how just you guys developed over the week. It was amazing. I really feel privileged, and I want to thank you, and I want to give you a hand. Because you guys are special, very special kids. And to your parents out there, these kids rock. They rock. They love rocks, I think, now. I think there's 16 kids here that can sit here and tell you they love rocks just like I love rocks. Because that's what I told him on the first day. I guess the thing that is special about me is I love rocks. And people laugh at me when I say that, but I think you understand now what we love about rocks. They tell stories, and now you guys can tell stories about the ancient past from the rocks. I think that's just watching you guys develop over the last week, from not knowing what a rock was to being able to look at a rock and then tell me what has happened over so many years to that rock, and what it tells you is a special thing. There are 16 scientists in front of me, and I'm going to spend the next 4 years with you. I'm going to try to spend the next 4 years with you. I will definitely be with you next year, and I can't wait. It's going to be exciting, fun, fun, fun. I think all of you had a lot of fun watching you smile, every single one of you, when we were on the boat, the Ptarmigan, at Portage Glacier. Watching you all smile when we were on the Matanuska Glacier, walking around it, which was pretty awesome. When we were finding fossils, Chelsea's face when she smiled when she found a leaf. I mean, priceless moments, you know. So I really want to thank all of you, and thank your parents and all the sponsors and all the instructors and the counselors who put in a lot of time to help you get ready to be A students, which you already were. So I just want to thank you, and that's it. Thanks.
Since we're thanking Shell, which has been instrumental in establishing GeoFORCE Alaska program, I'd also like to recognize Ron Tingup, even though he's not here. He's actually up in Barrow working with another group of students, and you know who he is. He actually spoke to the students. Maniksek Baumgartner, he was the real tall guy that you saw, especially at USGS and maybe a couple other places. He's also from Shell. And then, of course, Denise Butler. She went with you on the Matanuska Susitna Glacier tour. Remember her? She's very instrumental in Shell being a part of GeoFORCE Alaska, so I'd like to recognize her. She's actually watching this on live webcast right now. And then remember Lieutenant Governor Meade Treadwell. He was here the very first day and ate dinner with you down in the Commons, and so we'd like to thank and recognize him. And then, of course, Teresa Am with ASRC, Arctic Slope Regional Corporation. She was instrumental in getting you here, really physically getting you here. And she's also watching it on live webcast. And so I'd like to thank Teresa and ASRC recognizing. And finally, I'd like to recognize Ed and Karen Duncan. They're very instrumental, as was Denise Butler from Shell, in establishing GeoFORCE Alaska. Ed is on the board of directors of GeoFORCE Texas, and he had a dream that he would like to establish a GeoFORCE Alaska, and by golly, he's done it. Over the last year, helped with the fundraising and establishment of everything. So Ed and Karen, a big word of thanks to you. They were here last night, but they had to return to Anchorage for business purposes, and they just send their greetings to you and thank you very much. Thanks, Ed and Karen. Thank you, all of the sponsors. Now I'd like to turn the program over to Lindsay, and this will be the fun part where you get to see yourself in action. Lindsay has been instrumental in this happening. She's been the liaison between Texas and Alaska, countless trips to Alaska. You've talked to her on the phone numerous times. She's been in the field. She is the one that helped make it all happen, and I'd just like to recognize Lindsay. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. Again, like we had stated before, this is the very first GeoFORCE Alaska program. So you guys did a fantastic job, and it can't be said more than once because you guys really put in the effort to be out there. What an adventure we had this week. We were on glaciers, we went out hiking, we were in Denali. Not just that, but getting up early, on average, what time? About 6 o'clock? What time on average do you get up at home? Later. 6 p.m. So exactly. So you guys have really worked hard, put in the dedication, and I really am proud of each and every one of you for being here today. All right. So today, we're going to go over some of the trip info. We'll have our appreciation, the skits, and certificates. and then we'll have a special slideshow prepared. All right, so over this past week, we've really gotten to know each other. And I know at one point, some of you were calling me Geo Mom and all sorts, and we've been getting all sorts of nicknames for each other, but really, I've gotten to know each and every one of you, and you've gotten to know each and every one of us on the staff. And so we really are a family, and we really have had a great time getting to know you, and we look forward to spending the next 4 years with you. Here's a picture of us out in the field. This is the day that we're out looking for Denali. Couldn't find it, but as you can see, we're having a good time. As Denise had mentioned before, in order to make GeoFORCE Alaska possible, the sponsors have contributed. And so this is the reason that you're able to be here now and that you'll be here in the future and years to come. GeoFORCE Alaska is a college prep program, so we are preparing you for the future to take the next steps into college. So that you're sitting here now working on this program, this will help lead you up for the next 4 years. So please give a big round to our sponsors for So some places that we got to go along the way. The Alaska Volcano Observatory with the USGS. We had a great time there getting to learn about all of the volcanoes and some of the earthquakes that are going around in the area. We had some people to thank who are helping and instrumental in putting this project together. So Tina Neal, Cindy Warner, and Yvette Gillies. Let's give them a round of applause. So for this past week, you have been traveling with us the whole time, 8 days. We did 1,018 miles in a bus. Some of that was sleeping, some of that was studying, some of that was just getting to know each other and having a good time. So we were in 4 hotels, we had 1 dorm room, and we went all across, well, most of Alaska. So we started in Fairbanks, then we headed over to Denali Park. We spent some time there, and then we dropped down and headed into the Anchorage area. We got to see Earthquake Park, the geology in that area. We saw some sand dunes in Kincaid Park, and then from there we went over to Portage Glacier, and then the day after that we hiked Matanuska Glacier, which is an awesome feat. So you guys give yourselves a round of applause for hiking. And then yesterday, we continued our trip and kept going through the range there, the Paxton Mountains, and through Delta Junction, and ended up into Fairbanks. So we've taken quite a trip with you guys the past week, and we've got to see so many things because of getting up early and staying up later, and really got to experience the program for what it is. Okay, so on the trip, we had 16 students, we had 4 counselors, 2 instructors, 1 educational coach with 1 parent chaperone, 6 sponsors, 3 staff members, park rangers, guidebook authors, logistical support, and a bus driver, whose name is Karen. So I would like to recognize Karen. Let's give Karen a round of applause. These are all the people that were with us for the entire week, and this is how the program is made possible. So for you guys being here, plus all of the counselors helping us along the way, our instructors teaching the information, and then our educational coach, Madeline, for helping to translate the information, and then also the sponsors giving their guidance. So really, we've been through a lot together, and we're going to continue to do this for the next 4 years. So you guys have been working hard, studying hard every day. I just look on the bus, and you guys are falling asleep with the guidebook in hand. That's dedication. And of course, you can't forget Subway. We had 714 meals served in some of the nicest restaurants in Alaska. Here's a really nice location for lunch. This is right in front of Portage Glacier. Enjoying Subway. I hope you guys don't have any withdrawals from Subway later. Okay, so we worked really hard. In the beginning of the week, we had 1 pre-test that you guys took right when you started this tour, and then we had 4 quizzes. Every night we were studying and taking quizzes, and then we had 1 final exam from last night. And so As you see, we're exciting with our lectures every night and even on the bus. Fluffy has been here. Fluffy was our mascot while we go came along with us. Again, it can't be stated enough. You guys are smart and you're willing to learn. You're willing to get out there. You're willing to put in that time and study hard. I hope that you take that into your classroom this year and really work hard and maintain those grades so you can keep up with us, and we'd love to hear from you. So keep up the good work. Our pre-test average, the beginning of the week, was a 43.6. That was pretty low, but like we had stated before, you guys have done so well. One of the best groups I've ever seen. I've seen quite a few groups go through, so. Your final exam average was a 90.4 with 11 hard work for learning, so we really appreciate that. I appreciate that you came here. I appreciate your parents allowing you to come here, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. So again, thank you to the students. I really appreciate everything that you've done. Continue your hard work, continue moving through and making those goals and completing them. I really appreciate all that you've done. Round of applause for the students. We got to take a tour and go hiking, so that's quite a feat in itself. All right. At this time, we've got some skits prepared from students. So I will call them up by group, and they will come down right up front here and walk down. You guys will introduce yourself and tell us what village you're from, and then we'll start our skits. So let's start with Alejandra's group.
Our group is called The Faults. This is my group.
I'm Braden Miguel from Sarasota.
I'm Paula Drinks from Winning.
Jared Brower from Elton.
I'm Joe Tully from Point Hope.
And this is our skit.
Here we are at the Chino River. What kind of river is this?
This is a meandering river.
Why is it a meandering river?
Because it has a single channel and it speaks around.
That's great. Now print out the cut bar and the cut bait in the print bar.
Point forward.
Okay, students, let's drop some oranges and see where the current speaks on. Where is the fastest current?
5
Awesome. Good experience. Let's head to the bus.
Hey guys, this is the Matanuska Glacier. What does a glacier need to form?
It needs snow and it needs cold and wet.
Okay, let's walk over here. This is a crevice. What kind of deformation does this represent?
Railroad deformation.
Okay. Okay everyone, be careful while walking. Your front spikes can get caught in the ice. So anyways, can anyone name all three moraines of the glacier?
Terminal moraine, medial moraine,
What do those mean?
medial's more in the middle.
Terminal is the end where the till is deposited.
That's where the signs are. It's the mountains.
Awesome. Great hike, everyone.
Next up, let's get Rachel's group to come forward. Rachel's group.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Westbrook. I am a master's student here at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. And this is my group.
Hi, I'm Angel Telfer from Durham.
I'm Justin Ferris from Durham.
I'm Ariel Bonfish from Wainwright.
And I'm Alfred Omnick from Cuerno. Okay, we'll be talking about the different types of volcanoes. This is a shield volcano. Its lava is very liquid and flows out of the opening of the volcano. You can find it in Hawaii. Its shape is slope size, and you can find it at a hot spot, which changes the chemistry of my lava.
I am the shield volcano of Zala. I am very liquidy, and when I explode, it's not a very big explosion, it's just blood.
I'm a stratovolcano. Volcanoes are formed when an oceanic and the continental crust converge, forcing the oceanic crust under. I'm steep because of the type of lava I have. My eruptions are like... Anyways, when an oceanic plate and a continental plate converge, the oceanic crust is more dense, so it goes under the continental plate. That is called subduction. When the oceanic crust goes down, it heats up to the point where it melts. When it melts, it needs to come out of the continental crust, forming a volcano. You can find me on the Aleutian Islands of Alaska.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm the stratovolcano's lava. I'm very sticky and tarry, and I'm pretty hot. You can find us in the Aleutian Islands.
All right, next up we have Debbie's group.
I'm Debbie Duran, I'm from Texas, and this is my whole group for the entire week, and we are the Purple Volcano. I'm Joseph Brown from October.
Elijah Williams from New Exit.
Kimberly Freckle from Barrow.
Monica Valdez from Barrow.
All right, so like she said, this is our group, Purple Volcanoes. I'm Elijah, and today we're going to be showing you the life of a stratovolcano.
A stratovolcano is a steep-sided volcano with thick explosive lava. A stratovolcano is formed when the oceanic plate subducts under the continental plate and the eruption occurs. The lava then rises to the surface.
His arms represent the steep slopes and his thick lava. Okay. On behalf of the Purple Volcanoes, we would like to thank all the sponsors for their help, for their contribution for GeoFORCE Alaska. Thank you.
And finally, we have Kristen's group. Please come forward.
Hi, I'm Kristen Hilly, and I'm a graduate student here at UF. And this is my wonderful group.
I'm Sheldon from Knoxville.
I'm Francis Paul from Wainwright.
I'm Jasper from Barrow.
I'm Cynthia from Barrow.
Isn't it really hard for me to know what you want? A little bit.
Okay, the scene is the Pleistocene era. It's a, well, time, yeah. Mountain, or Kristen is our mountain formed by two continental plates converging into each other, which causes pressure. And over time, a glacier forms. Sheldon.
Glacier, and now the snow been packed up with a lot of pressure, and throughout many years in the summer and winter, and it might be a glacier without knowing that much. And all the glaciers need is wet and cold to stay and grow.
And Jasper here is the moraine.
I am a terminal moraine filled with till and being pushed by the glacier.
As the glacier advances, it pushes the moraine forward. It carries its sediment. But as global temperature rises, the glacier stops growing and leaves its moraine here. The glacier retreats. As the glacier retreats, it melts and forms a glacial lake. A glacial lake, Francis.
I'm a glacial lake. A glacial lake is the meltwater of the glacier, and the terminal moraine stops the meltwater from going anywhere. Rock lava is solid-sized particles of rock generated by mechanical grinding of the bedrock, and the rock lava is carried into the lake, and as it settles, the rock lava gives it a turquoise blue color.
As the glacier melts, the glacial lake becomes larger and larger, and this moraine keeps the glacial lake from coming out of this area, the end. Good job, students. You all did a wonderful job putting together your skits. And as you can see, everyone has learned a tremendous amount of information about geology and science. So round of applause, students. At this award. So when I call your name, come on down front. We have something for you. It will be for the most improved Chelsea Brower. The next award goes to the highest average, Cynthia Kim. Okay, for our best field geologist goes to Monica Valdez. And the last award goes to most enthusiastic Jerry Brower.
Till the end.
Okay, at this time, we're going to go ahead and give out the certificates for the completion of the week of the course. I invite Peter Flay, Josh Payne, and Sarah Cole. And students, when we call your name, come on up. You're going to shake hands and then pose for a quick picture. All right?
It's mostly for the symmetry of color.
Oh, purple flag.
Yeah. With Lindsay as our unifying
All right, so first up, we have Ariel Bodfish. Next up, Chelsea Brower.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, of course not. Thank you. This time. Next up, Jerry Brower.
Congratulations, Jimmy.
Congratulations.
All right.
All right, Mr. Enthusiasm.
He outdressed all of us.
So sharp. All right, next we have Lolo Driggs. Justin Ferris. Omnic.
Got to smile too now.
Next up, Kimberly Pickup.
I was about to say, the world's smallest stratovolcano right
Yeah,
here.
Angel Telfair.
Oh, jeez.
Child love her own baby.
Monica Valdez. Finally, Elijah Williams.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. We can do this. This is good.
Congratulations again to all the students. We have now prepared a special video presentation.
I'm going to do this. I feel like now's a good time. So, really, truly, the students and the counselors and I were just really impressed by how hard the staff worked. So, Lindsay, Doug, I know you're going to kill me later for acknowledging you, and Denise, thank you all so much. The kids have made these for you guys, just so that y'all can remember them. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, Madeline, all of us, like all of the kids and staff, we all made one for you too.
So congratulations. Let's give a round of applause and we'll start the meeting. again, thank you for everything that you've done, your hard work, dedication. We look forward to seeing you again next summer at the Grand Canyon, Utah, Zion, Arizona. Congratulations, you guys did a fantastic job. So, pat on the back.
Well, look at how many I can fit in this leg. No, they're just messing.
Stupid cat.